Hi all, this is Hart. Let me turn you sideways. And I am currently working on a project of doing two ATCs. One is an ATC swap in the private Hartist group that we have for the Hartists and some angels that are in there. And another is an ATC swap that is with Crafting Mamas, which is where I got the idea in general to do the ATC swap. But for those of you who are brand new to ATCs, I'm going to show you how you can just take your scraps and a few extra blingy pieces and make an ATC. I made one already, and I realized I probably should have done this on video, but here's the one that I made. And this one is the most blingy piece, and I'm still trying to learn what shabby chic is like, but the most blingy piece is this multiple layered flower which came with my stuff. But imagine doing this without the multiple layered flower. I have layers of paper. I stitched on some sequins and a seed bead, but I realized I think mailing the seed bead might be a little difficult, so I decided not to mail those ones. I have a word and an image cut from a magazine, a book page in the back, and then on the bottom part is just a little piece of burlap and lace. And so using this now that I've done one, I'm using this as my inspiration, I am going to make a couple of more. So that's where I'm going. Now this is a dried piece of an orchid flower that fell off of one of my orchids. It's a beautiful purple. I'm not sure if I can use this in the art, but at the minimum I'm going to send a couple of petals in the exchange. Part of the exchange was to share the art supplies that would take to make an ATC with the folks. Let me slide this so you're on the whole screen there, and we'll just get started. I have a ruler, scissors, glue, a Sharpie, some blingy things just because I like blingy things, and enough to make two. This is just eyelash trim because it happens to be on my desk as scraps. And then I have a sewing kit. Has this one not been opened? Well, look at that. A sewing kit that's not been opened. Let me see if I have one that's been opened. Well, I guess I'm not going to care. Just a sewing kit is fine. Sorry for the noise. It's fine. So in addition to my ruler, these are some pretty little flowery things that I was going to make my ATC base. Hey, Donna. And then I have some magazine page scraps that are pink, not because it necessarily matches exactly, but just because that's what I felt like. And right now what I'm going to do, as I show you what the items are, I'm going to sort it into two piles, because I'm not going to make the ATCs at the same time. I don't even know if they're going to end up that way. And so the reason I'm showing you these little bits is because I also put the same little bits in the Happy Mail for the person, the two people I'm doing the swap with. All right, I only cut myself one of these, but each one of them got one this length. So I'm okay with just taking a little bit off of this at an angle because I just like angles. I have these two, so it'll be one each. Oops, I have an extra one. I have this little yellow piece of scrap from something I was trimming yesterday. And so I'm going to cut this into two pieces. Not easily, as I can tell. And it's just scrap fabric. I like it because it's a little bit transparent. And you can see that I have more than one ATC can handle. These two pieces, that's extra. These two came from the same ripped strips, and so you can see that I grabbed stuff that are scraps sitting on my desk. So like I said, you can make one from scraps. I have one book page, but for the people I'm swapping, they each get one book page. I think book pages make beautiful backgrounds. Now, here's something different. And you know, When I watch videos, I like when there's a tip or a trick or something different. I wanted to try something new. I like a little bit of random when I make an ATC. And so what I did was print one sheet, this sheet like this. It came from Plush Possum Studios. It's a free printable, and I fell in love with it because it just reminds me of a fabulous tea party. But in this printable, I thought, oh, you know, wouldn't it be fun if I had little random strips in my ATCs? Well, lo and behold, I happen to have some Avery labels, and I'll just show you one label because it doesn't print very well. This is the size of my labels. They're little labels. And so I'll just set this aside somewhere. That's fine. What that does when I printed it on the label is it gave me completely random bits just to grab the color in this size. So you can see that each one is going to be, you know, its own little world, a tiny little bit of something. And that's just because sometimes I just want that extra little pop of color in the background. That's what that's for. And so they're not going to be exactly the same from kit to kit, but I figured I would give each one of the folks that I'm doing the swap with their own little printable like that, because, you know, it's different, it's fun, and it'll be fun to experiment with that. If I don't like it, hey, it was a learning experiment. That's why art is a version of experimenting. Now, I do have a cutting tool that allows me to cut things into 3 inches, I'm sorry, 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, the size of a standard playing card, which is the size of an ATC. So, actually, let me do this. Let me take this side off, and this will be my 3.5 inches. I'll tighten this up a little bit. I have it folded in half. And so now I'll cut this into 2.5. So now I have the standard ATC at 2.5 by 3.5, and that's what we're going to work from. That's just extra scraps. Should we have a little quote at the beginning or at the end? Let's do it at the end. Maybe you can, Donna, maybe you can help me come up with whatever the quote is. And I'm going to do, like I said, just one at a time, so I'm going to set that over there. Now, are there any great words on here? This is like sun up, supernatural. Oh, I don't even know why they're supernatural. I didn't even know supernal was a word. Did you know that? Supply, suppose, suppress. Oh, goodness. Oh, survive. No, we don't want to survive. We want to thrive, right? All right, well, these are good words, but I'm going to go ahead and just rip around it. I don't have any that I really feel like highlighting right now. And all I'm doing is I'm just ripping the extra off. And it's too much, so I'm just going to rip it random right there. That's good. There's superpower right there. Darn it, I should have kept that one. Yeah, I like the words on this one better. There's words I don't like on the other side. So we'll stick with this one. And I'm just going to start. Now, it is easier for me to sign something before I start working on it. So I'm going to do that. Hart, July 2000, what year is this? Isn't that funny? I have to think about that. 2019. I don't know why, but my brain was thinking 17 for a moment. All right, and just get going. I was going to doodle on it. I seriously was thinking about doodling on it, but I might doodle on it after I get done. That's why I have the black Sharpie out today. And Oh, I totally forgot to include that in my book yesterday. Too thick to put on the card, I think. Trying to get all the edges. I don't mind if a little glue hits my fingers. Alright, we'll start you there. And cut that little bit off. And you know, I don't know if you guys ever do this, but I will sometimes just take one ATC and it helps create another ATC. So that's probably what I'm going to do with this one. Put this one down. Nope, let's put this one down. These flowers look good. Maybe we'll carve out a few flowers and fussy cut them out, except not too fussy. And that could be part of the focal point. Now, the extra papers in the swaps is meant to all fit into a single stamped envelope and enough for them to make their own card. The reason I'm choosing these color schemes is because I'm still working on understanding what shabby chic is. For some of you, you're like, how do you not know? For me, I just don't know. I really don't know. I'm more of urban, steampunk, upcycling, random stuff. I think I want 3 because I like odd numbers, but I'm going to take this one down at the bottom. That's probably why I like using scraps to make ATCs. All these scraps are from leftovers from kits. Yeah, I figure it out as I go too. I agree. All right, yeah, that's good. All right, now let's layer these on wherever I feel like. That's where it's going to go. Oh, let's put this big one on here. And I kind of like the way this fabric is. You can tell that it's a rope. Let's put you here. Oh yeah, I like that there. So you're going to get layered this way. You know what? Let's just do this. No laughing at me, but yeah, that's just what I feel like doing. Alright. Yeah, I like it better there. Leftover goes on the other side. Oh no, I might end up just making this my extra ATC. You see this one? I'll put you down there. So I treat a glue stick like most people treat Mod Podge. And why do some of us say Mod Podge instead of Mod Podge? Why does that happen? I don't know. Yeah, do you guys know that? I love the look of ripped paper. Make sure it's off on both sides. It kind of makes me want to create a brand called Mod Podge. Yeah. This is kind of loud for it now with this aqua and that bright pink, huh? So we're going to mute that pink a little bit with my yellow buttons. My glue stick, I'm going to see if it's tough enough for this fabric. It's a polyester fabric. And I kind of want it to be less perfect. It's too square for me right now. So I'm going to cut out these buttons that are in this fabric print. A little rough, but I don't like how square it is. And then this side I'm going to have to be rather random on because it's too straight. Or maybe I just have it come over that way. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. Pull it. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. I just ripped it a little. That's what I'm hoping for. That's good stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that, but some of the fabric came out right here, and it gave me a nice tattered edge. That kind of stuff makes me happy. So now I'm going to bring it up this way. Oh, yeah, and the glue stick totally works for me. Probably because it's very thin fabric. Nope, I don't like this one. Yeah, so you are just gonna not be that tall. And I'll edge you right there. I don't know if the glue stick's gonna work on this, but we're about to find out. And I'm chunking it on there, y'all. There we go. Yeah, it's much better now. It was just too much. Don't worry, that purple disappears. I use the purple glue so you guys can see what I'm doing on camera. Sometimes I forget to do that, but generally that's why I like to use the purple glue. Now this hint of yellow is nice right here. Let me see where you come from and where I want you. Alright, so I'm going to straighten this up and come along the edge right here. Or here, let me see. Nope. Even though I like it, I'm not liking it in those places. So maybe I'll rough it back up and rip it again. Let me see how I feel coming up from the bottom. Yeah, that's better. Now, is this zoomed in close enough for you guys? Because I can actually zoom it in a little bit closer. And I'm going to take them a little in from the outside. And that might even be where my word is. This guy I don't need anymore. And this one, he's just too perfect for my messy. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be there either. I feel like something should come up and from the bottom. And I do have a flower here. That's it. That's what's coming up from the bottom. And I may not use this other fabric I have on the desk because I'm feeling like it's time to doodle. I wish I could remember who my partner is because, oh, that does not match exactly, y'all. Look at that. That definitely does not match exactly, but it's down and I'm going to be happy with it and I'm going to figure it out. All right, so to me, right now, I'm liking where the layers are. To you guys, you're probably like, oh, that's one hot mess. You can hardly tell that that's fabric laid in there, but the texture, when you touch it, you can feel it. And that purple, when it disappears, that section will definitely look better. All right, I know I'm not going to be using any more of that. Or this, not this pink. Maybe that's covering too much. Yeah, it's just too perfect now. Hold on, let me see. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that, I think. See if you fit over here. Nope. Coming down from the top. Nope. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not getting what I want from this. So I gave them washi tape that says cheers. I'll use that just across. Oh, this could literally be my word, huh? Oh, I like it right there. All right, so I'm going to take the cheers, cut it at an angle right there. You'll see what I mean. It's in my head right now. Cut it right here. I don't have my normal focal point on here right now, but this will do. Oh my gosh, that's a little crooked. You know what I love about washi tape? Is I can just peel it up and see. And you know what? I also forgot that washi tape sometimes comes off after a period of time. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dabble of glue on my washi. And by the way, for some of you that are familiar with messing with washi, if you do a little bit of the glue like this, you actually have the option to move it around just a little bit with your glue. There we go. That's where I want it. That purple, hint of purple will go away when it dries. All right, I'm liking that better. I think it's time to doodle. What do you think? I don't need a word on it now because the word is cheers. I wonder if this would, you know, should we try it? Put like, I need wet glue for this, I think. If I put this down and a little bit of my orchid from my garden. And doodle after that. I think I might doodle first and then add that bit. I like that rustic bit. Yeah, thank you. And now when looking at it, I do feel more of a gold than a silver on this when I add the bling at the end. So let's doodle. It's my black Sharpie. I feel like just putting an edge at first. You can do that. What kind of projects are you guys working on right now? I'm not edging everything, I'm only edging some of them. And I'm only going to edge the top and the right side. Oh my gosh, your strawberry shortcake little images that you just did recently. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love those. I'm going to round off these imaginary buttons instead of putting something real there. And then this part right here, I know it's a little bit rough to draw on this burlap and lace. I'm going to go ahead and outline the flower. Yes, I go quiet when I'm thinking about where I'm going to draw. Some of the times that's why I don't do the little live videos when I'm making something, but I like it better as a slightly darker flower. Let's grab these buttons and draw the little dots that are in these buttons. The people can't tell that they're buttons, but I like the little dots there. Okay, and the last thing, which I totally forgot to do, was this idea. So the idea of pulling off a section of a label, you know, printing a printable on labels instead, right? Hey there, Elizabeth. Yeah, the book that you got in my auction. Ah, Ah, that's what it was. I was thinking you got the strawberry junk journal kit. Strawberry shortcake junk journal kit. All right. Which one do I want to use? How about this one? It's just a little bit. Now you see what I mean? How it's just a little bit that's pulled off in a label. Becomes a completely random spot. And now, where do I want to put you? I should have put it in the background, huh? This guy's already glued down. Yeah. All right. Well, not everything's good. I'm going to put him in the background on this one. That's what's going to happen. Okay. What doodles do I want to make on this? It's already kind of busy, but I think it really needs something. Let's make our own little tea party. So we can have the top of the cup right here. The little spoon coming out of the cup. That's the top. We'll have the handle on this side. And the glue is like, no, you don't get a handle on that side. Because the glue is acting like a little resist. Coming down on the cup there. And coming down on the cup there. Works for me. Alright, now I'm just going to darken that in. And smudge it. You can barely see it. Look at that. And I'm going to write the words just because I feel like it. I need a scrap sheet because my pen doesn't want to write now. It didn't like the glue resist. Oh, I'm getting it out again. Here it comes. Looks like a little tornado, huh? Alright. So we'll write tea party. Scribble it out again. And it just says tea party. You can hardly catch my P in party, but so it looks more like tea-arty. That's even funnier. Thank you. I normally like to have like a focal point on here, but for now I'm okay with just adding my bling, and I'm going to hand stitch on my bling, and I'm figuring out where it goes right now. I think it goes underneath cheers and at the top of this. And let me see if it goes better here. Nope. I like it better following the cheers. I don't know. What do you guys think? Following the cheers? That's what we're going to do. So let me get this out. This sewing kit came from a hotel somewhere. God only knows where. I have no idea what that's for. Oh, look at that. What genius people. It's a thimble of a tiny size. Like, how did they figure out how to... That's a good thing to stamp with. Let's do that. Where's my ink pad? Let's make some marks. No idea that's in there. Everything's a mark-making tool, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to make some marks. I like things in odd numbers, so I'm just going to magnify these 3 circles a little bit. And I'm just stamping into it because that's an ink pad that's dying on me in that size. And I'll rub the rest off on this page because it needs a little something over here to get started. See, now I have one that's just gonna be happy. That's good. And I know I'm gonna use that again. I liked that. All right, so back to the sewing kit. Sorry, I got distracted there. Goodness gracious. I hope I'm going to be able to thread this needle, right? There's little buttons in this one too. How cool is that? Oh, usually the needle's right there. Oh no. Is this going to be a hard one to thread? I hope not. I don't have my glasses. But that's the cutest little package. Oh my gosh. Isn't that the cutest little package? Yeah, you guys, no laughing when I go to thread this needle and fail a bunch of times. They don't even have one of those needle filler things. Which color are we going to do? We're going to do the top one. We'll do black. I hope this isn't boring for you guys, but I figured whoever ends up being on my swap with me, they'll enjoy... Oops. Sorry about that. Well, what I was saying is I hope this isn't boring for you guys. It's just I was thinking whoever ends up doing the swap with me, they'll like to see what my process was, or may want to do something similar to get started in their own ATCs. All right, put this... Look at these tiny baby scissors. This is the cutest little hotel kit. Although I like the ones where they thread the needle in advance for you. Those are cool. All right. See if I can get this baby threaded. What's that one trick? You roll the needle around it or something like that and it goes in there. That trick ain't working for me. All right. No worries. It's probably me who froze. Says my battery's about to die. Alright, I'm not going to stitch it on, I think, because it said I have 10% battery and it's going to shut off on you guys. Yeah, that needle is not getting threaded. I don't know about you guys, but that's what happens to me sometimes. I'll put it all back away in a bit. I like that kit, but it doesn't have what I want. I'll use this one that's pre-threaded. And it'll just pick up a random one. That's the one we'll use. Oh, good, it's a green one too. Alright, I'll put all that away neatly-ish later. Pre-threaded it is. We are going to stitch it on because that's what I feel like doing. So you know what I'm going to have to do, y'all, is I'm not going to be able to see chat. So you guys chat amongst yourselves because I have to unplug the iPad where I'm watching the chat. Hopefully that's charging now. Then I will lose you when my iPad dies, which I will miss you when I lose you. But yeah, that teeny tiny eye, I don't know what they were thinking. Alright, you guys, do you see my little circles here? I think I just changed my mind just as I got started because I want to put the stars in the teeny tiny circles. So I'm going to come up from the bottom. I'll tie this later, so let me get a little sticky on it so I don't lose it. Make sure I have it off and to the side where I'm not stitching. There we go. And I am providing in the kits 3 little stars and 3 little sequins. So I'll just come around. You know, for me, when I see ATC cards, I like the variety that people use and all the different things that they do. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that's my favorite thing, is to look at them. And I will sit and just stare at how someone does their art on their ATC sometimes. Because I do. I love the huge variety that people have in their art styles. No, I think I'm just going to leave that loose like that. Come up through this one. It doesn't have to be dead center. I just want to have it in there. And I have a little star. I do have tiny seed beads, but I'm not, if I was using these and I wasn't sending little bits to match how I made it, I would put the seed bead in the middle, because I think it looks best because it doesn't move my sequin around. Go back through the same hole. Flips my sequin right over, but I'm okay with that. The other one's flipped too. All right, and the last one. My art is not fabulous, but what I love about art is I really love the process of making it. And you know what I just realized? Let's stitch. Oh my gosh, I so want to do this now. I want to stitch on, and I hope it'll survive the stitch, but one of the orchid petals in this process. So let's hope it survives the stitch, and forever art is an experiment for me, so hopefully you guys don't mind me constant. Oh, I kind of like that. What do you think? I like that. So let's take our little tea party, find our little blingy stuff, figure out where I want it, and I want it right there. I lose my stuff. Hold on. I need it to be imbalanced. Isn't that funny? All right, I'm good with it here. I'm going to come back up there, and I want to go through my crazy thread. And I want to go through it again. Because when I stitch into it, make sure you don't poke your finger, y'all. I'm going to see the thread a little bit. Okay. Now let's see if stitching this will look good. I don't know if it will or not, but let's see. You could even make it like a little corset, going back and forth on it. I don't want to do them both this way because I don't want them both to match. Okay, yeah, I'm liking it. That's the deal. I'm not doing it like a corset. I'm doing it more like the inverted tie of the tennis shoes. And for you guys, I love messy. So that's, for those of you who don't like messy, yeah, my art's not for you. But yeah, I do like that now. So, yep. Don't look at the back. You guys look at my stitches and go, what? What is she doing? Yep, this is it. This is it. And we'll tie a little knot. Over, under, under, over, right? Yeah, it needed texture. I love dimension on art. You know, in fact, even if someone's just using paint, hold your britches. I gotta think while I tie a knot. Isn't that ridiculous? I'll put one more in there for good measure, just in case that first one I didn't do the over, under, under, over thing. All right, trim this off. And he's happy. All right. From one to another. You know, this one's all nice and organized, and this one is my typical crazy mess. And this is how I liked those little seed bead things. But yeah, nice and organized, then crazy mess. So now I'm going to use exactly the same supplies. I don't know what I'm going to do different this time. But I do think that this one is done. So let's go on to the next one and clean up my mess, because I don't want to accidentally use supplies from this one on the next one, except for, well, what am I saying? Except for the ones I've already used, right? So we'll throw this in the background. And this is my extra thread. We can use one of the petals here. I do like stitching on that petal. I don't know about you guys, but I really liked that. I've already used the book page, so I'm not going to use that. I think this time I'm going to use this one right away on the front, like the edge. Oh, you know what I didn't do, which I love to do to finish? I just like to finish things off with ink. And it doesn't have to always be black. It doesn't always have to be color, but yeah, that's better. And sometimes I'll go and just add ink of the same color to whatever I'm doing too. And I think this one needs that, because it became too bold for the last one, right? Yeah. I'm gonna stick you over the teapot. And now I'm singing that song, I'm a Little Teapot. Oh, for goodness sakes. So I did create that account on Facebook called Care's Angels. If you guys are interested in joining it. Not right now, but later I'll put a link in this video to it. Or, I don't know if any of you have the technical savvy to do it, but if somebody else could put the link in there, that would be good. And then this one. Yeah, you're still too big for me. You just need to be a little bit smaller. Just so you guys know, now I can't see the chat. I do have my computer nearby, but it takes too long to boot up, and you guys don't want to watch my computer boot up. You know what? I like him going that way instead now. Yes, that purple will dry. Don't stress your bones about it. I kind of wish I had a little bit of purple. I do. I have a little bit of purple. So let's just add a little bit of purple to this page, because I'm liking the purple with the pink there. These are my Prismacolors. This one needs... Yeah, you're coming off. I don't want you on there. You can go on something else another day. I'll put you here. It'll save you nicely. This one needs to look simple, because what I'm going to do is, I feel like writing something. Doesn't it look like it needs something written there? All right, we're going to add our fabric, and then we're going to write. And I got to think about what I want to write, because not all ATC cards need to be crazy art. Sometimes they can be what you're thinking. And I don't remember who my partners are, or I would write something specific to them. So with that said, I want to keep everything in line there. So let's get our frilly stuff. What did I do with my other frilly? There it is. Alright, we're going to get our frilly stuff, and it's going to go long ways this time. And we're going to stitch it that way. And I don't have much thread left on this one, so I'll just start at the top. And tie a little knot because I won't be able to get back. Oh, you know what I could do is I could just make it half the length. There we go. Because the thread's doubled up. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. The things I talk about. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I feel weird being live in this chat and not being able to see the chat, but at least you guys can see the chat from whatever you're looking at and chat with each other. Did you see what I just did? I'm going to tie the knot in the front instead of in the back because I wanted loose thread dangling in the front. This loose thread. So I'm tying it in the front. Yeah, I gotta say that like 16 times. Why? I don't know. That's just why. That's just what I'm doing. All right. Can you believe I just poked my thumb while tying the knot? Yep. That sounds like I just got married. I'm tying the knot. That's what I'm doing. All right. Now I'm just gonna crisscross it on the way down here. Now when I come back out on the next one, I'm coming up. Make sure I don't accidentally loop that in there. I'm going to stitch in this one. But this time I'm going to go into it. My fingers are sticky. There we go. It did rip it, so now I'm just going to go around it. Lesson learned. Oh, I'm shredding this thing. All right, here we go. I'm going to get this because I'm bound and determined to include it. All right. There we go. It stayed. Woohoo! Now you guys can see that I am not a hand sewer. And I'll just put this last one in through here. And I've got to clip this off, but I have to tell you, I don't think I have enough on the thread to save it, so I am going to use my washi and some glue to glue it down. This has a not so pretty back, so I will put another back on it so I can write on it so they don't have to see the back of this. But now I think that's kind of cool. And I'm thinking oh, that's not on there. That's odd. I was thinking of using my PC real quick because I feel like I'm lost without being able to see you guys chatting right there. And I don't want to put the bling on this one because this one really doesn't want the bling. All right, it's open. Woohoo! I gotta make sure my volume's off on it, and then I'll be able to see your chat again. So what do we want to say? I am going to match partners as soon as I am done with this. And if there's an odd number of partners, I will partner. And by the way, you guys all know that I like to do things random. I'm going to give each person a number and roll the dice on which number. That's how I'm going to do it. But I can't do that online because I can't share all the names in the group. So I will do it offline, and you guys will just have to trust me. But oh, let me see. What kind of poem do we want to write in tiny form, or do we want to draw a little picture? I mean, because we could draw a little picture. Uh-oh. I just heard my husband yell downstairs. I hope it's okay. He just went, ah! Let's do this. Let's make it a secret. I have a little folder. Let me see. Oh, the folder's too big. Look at that. The folder's too big. So let's make the folder tinier. Isn't it funny? It's a tiny folder, and I want to make them smaller. But let's make the folder this big. Yeah, that big. See if I can do it there. Yep. Now that's the size of the folder. I'll ink it so you can see it because it's a book page. Because we all know I love book pages. So we're going to make this little folder a secret message once I figure out who the person is. So that means I need the inside to have some strength. So I'll just measure it this way. And how much space do I need this way? Isn't it weird how I just don't measure? Some days I'm so super careful on what I measure and how much I measure. Other days just don't measure. Today and yesterday are those just don't measure days. I just want to round the corners so it looks like a little folder. It's not perfect. Oh my gosh, look how crooked it is. So I need to give me a better, oh, that looks better. Let's make that a little straighter though. Looking better. Around that, the things I care about, y'all. This is one of those things I care about. All right, and then ink it. In Crafting Mamas is where I'm doing the ATC swap publicly, and in the private Hardest group is where I'm doing an ATC swap with the Hardists. Okay, and let's glue this. I'm going to glue and then fold. Don't just lick it. Every time I glue, I think about Pocket Full of Vintage. She's really in my head. She's where I learned to make one of my favorite style of folders for journals. I like her. I don't know that she does videos anymore, actually. Oh my gosh, I almost glued it on wrong. That would have sucked. Okay. With a little extra, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. A little extra right here. that I just want to get rid of. Which means I gotta ink it again. Yep. You can put a little secret message right here. Or up top. Ooh, what if it's a sideways ATC? I think I like that. No. I could put my little message on the back and that would solve my hideaway thing. I just like the little teeny folder. Maybe a little teeny, nope, not there. Look at me, I make it and then I'm trying to figure out where I want to put him. I think he's still too big to put on the front part here. And I have to check to make sure my words aren't racy on this thing. All right, we're just gonna draw now. Uh-oh, that's right, I forgot this was not behaving. It had glue earlier, so now I have glue on the tip of my Sharpie. Oh, we're getting better now. I'm just going to start with the word friends. Does anybody have any good friends ones? Any good friends quotes? That's short. My hands are wobbly today, but that's okay. You want to know something funny? I read in a psychology book once that when you start to write from high to low, it means you're sad. And when you're writing from low to high, it means you're happy. So this means I'm sad. Oh, I don't want to be sad. I think I told you guys that I have chat now again. I didn't scroll back up to see if I missed anything, but I can see what you're saying. My in friends looks a little messy. Okay, let me think of what I want to say. We could define it, define what a friend is, what my definition of a friend would be. A person All right, so here's my description, and I gotta make this fewer words. To me, a friend is a person who it's not work to be around or chat with. You can just be you. That's a friend. You don't have to think about it. You can just be you. So, if that's my definition of a friend, a person who you are free to be you. And vice versa. All right, that's my finished one. This is not a normal one for me, but friends, a person who you are free to be you, and vice versa. It needs something on top of my cute little orchid. So we are going to stitch again, even though I have no thread left and no needle to thread. So I have my needle on here. I'm gonna make this happen. You guys are just gonna have to suffer with me for a second to thread this needle. We can make it happen because I totally believe it needs it. Oh my gosh, did I seriously I got that on the first try. That's just luck. That's totally just luck. And I'm gonna show you what I wanted to do. Sorry to the person who gets this that I'm doing it a little bit differently. But I'm coming through my hole right here. Nope, I want to go a little higher. Coming through my hole, yep, there we go, right here. And what I want to do is I want to stitch on, and if you have seed beads, then that works. Oh, friends make your hearts sing. Oh, that's a good one. I want to put that on music paper. That's so true. I stress about, oh wait, oh no, did you see what just happened? It's no longer threaded. Dognabbit. Can we make that happen twice? Will we get lucky twice? I don't think so. I can use my gluey fingers to hopefully wipe it down to be pointy. You guys are probably like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit here and watch you thread a needle. But that's what you're going to do for right now. It worked again. I can't even see it. Isn't that funny? All right, so I'm going to pull out the sequin. Oh, wait, here's another one. A friend loves you just as you are. I totally agree, Ken. Totally agree. We could do like a whole series like this. Wouldn't that be fun? This is a seed bead, but he's a double. Isn't that funny? See? These two seed beads connected. Isn't that perfect for the friend page? Okay. But he doesn't want to make it all the way through my needle head. Well, that stinks. Well, that's just not going to happen. So I guess it works out. Let me see if another one of the seed beads will make it through. The answer is no. Well, I'm not going to use a seed bead today. Obviously, when I stitched the other one with the seed beads, either they were bigger beads or something. All right, yeah. This one definitely needs the one. I like it better already. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my needle through again. And it came unthreaded, but you know what? We're not going to worry about it because I can just pull it through because it's already stitched in. Is it centered? No. Do I care? No, because I like asymmetry. All right, over, under, over. An extra one for good measure. And I'll cut it off. Can I just cut one? I like that better. So now, do we want to doodle? I don't think so. I'm feeling like it needs a hint of green somewhere. So the only thing I might do is just outline the word friends with my green. Oh, I could do vice versa the same way. All right, so that's good. So I've only done 2 ATCs with you all. And I had this one done already. There are 3 very different kinds of ATCs, and they're all different. You can use the same supplies over and over again, and you know, it is what it is. But again, for me personally, art is what helps me get through, which is why I created the foundation to begin with. So, for the love of art and what it does to help us, help ourselves, help others, all of that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and sign off because I actually do have some work to do to get done back today. I just wanted to spend a little lunchtime with you. Love and hugs, everybody. You take care and stay out of trouble. It's not letting me hang up. It doesn't want me to end. Isn't it funny? Okay, I'll turn it back. It's telling me to turn back. It doesn't like me. All right. Now it does. Now it likes me. Bye, ladies.